right, let's give this a try. Let's see how fast I can get through this and not babble on and on too much. Look, I have microphone. Okay, so I've been inspired to just do kind of an intro video, which I haven't done yet. And I've seen a few recently, and I found them so entertaining, even though I didn't know the people at all. So I decided, what the heck? I got 3 followers, whatever. Harry, really? Now you come over here? I've been messing around, and now you got to bug me. Thanks for being here. Okay, I just want to say welcome to my little Bohemian Mermaid Clubhouse. I am Becky, and I am going to look at my notes so I don't just go on and on because I tend to do that. So a little bit about me. I am Becky, like I said, from Bohemian Mermaid. Bohemian Mermaid has always been my business name. And even before I had a clothing business, I did some other things, and I chose the name so that it would reflect me, so that whatever I made, it would cover me, it would describe me. So I've always thought of like a mermaid as kind of my personal goddess symbol, and I kind of identify with the mermaid story a little bit. And so I thought to myself, what kind of mermaid am I? And when I was brainstorming for business names, and when I hit Bohemian, it just sounded so great and perfect because what I wanted to do was make things and sell them and travel and have adventures and just live the free kind of artist lifestyle. And that's what I did. So that's what Bohemian Mermaid means to me. And in my booth, I would meet a lot of mermaids and ask them, what kind of mermaid are you? And I live in Northern California, very far north coast of California, close to the Oregon border in Humboldt County, which is a beautiful, magical place. If you know, you know. And I've lived here for a long time. I have a husband and 2 cats named Harry and Ron, who are little orange brothers. And I have a dog named Luke, who likes to bark a lot. I have been a lifelong artist and crafter just since birth, basically. I grew up in the 70s, learning everything from my mom. I think that was like the most fertile craft time ever, and I learned all that kind of fun 70s stuff. I also got my fine art degree at university up here, and I work textiles into every single class. That's my forte. I love textiles, and so there wasn't a textile program at my school, and so in the art program, every single class I took, if I could, even non-art classes sometimes, I worked in textiles or art, whatever. So I combined a lot of things. And then I did go to another school where I was able to work in a textile program while learning to blow glass. And that's like a whole other story. But right after school, I started my craft clothing business, which was a dyed and printed clothing line for women. And I did that for about 18 years, which was amazing. And I could make multiple videos on all my adventures, but that's what I've been doing for the last many years. And throughout that time, I also taught different populations, young people, people with disability, adult people in my studio. I've always enjoyed teaching. I've always thought I had a knack for it. And so this totally just makes sense, in my life path here. So yeah, I did want to talk about kind of where I am in life and what YouTube kind of means to me and why I decided to come to YouTube. I paused my business right before COVID, so it was kind of weird timing. I was kind of just feeling burnt out, and then COVID hit, so that kind of sealed the deal because most of what I did was craft shows, as I said. So in my time of deciding what to do next, I realized just after making things for sale for so long, it just feels good to make things for fun and just whatever I want to do, and then I get to keep it, and it doesn't have to be perfect because it's just for me. And do I sound a certain kind of way when I say that because it's just such a great feeling. I guess you don't realize how, I don't know, I just did the same thing for so long, and I've done, I do other crafts on the side, of course, just for fun, but just being able to do anything I want and keep it, I don't know, it's just really awesome. So also, yeah, stick to my notes. Stick to your notes, Becky. So yeah, making tutorials and selling patterns just makes sense. I always thought that would be the greatest job. I actually sold crochet patterns in the 90s because I'm old. And that was when eBay was the only place to sell things online, basically. It was, mid 90s. The internet was pretty new. And I started making, well, I was making hats. I was kind of in a hat making frenzy. And then I started writing all the patterns. And then I put them in a kit form. And that was really fun. I liked sourcing the materials, and I'm just kind of nerdy like that. It was just fun to figure out. And then I had some success selling them on eBay. Who's meowing at me? I gotta let Harry out. Hold on. He gets noisy. You know, they're noisy. Probably Ron always comes to the front door here and meows to be let in, and then 5 minutes later he wants to go out the back. I'm sure while I'm sitting here he will start meowing at me. Anyway, where was I? I sold patterns on eBay in the 90s. That's right, kits and patterns. And so ever since then, I always thought I wanted to do that because it's such a killer job. Like, I don't have to haul things to shows. They're not heavy. There's no sizes. All the things that were the worst part of what I did. Anyway, I love it and I'm excited about it. And coming up with ideas is the thing that I do. I mean, I always have ideas. I always have weird ideas. I have a million skills to share, and also a little maybe like wisdom to share. And I don't know. It all sounds fun to me, and I'm having a great time. Okay, I left my notes. Danger. So why I'm on YouTube, why I chose YouTube is because of the projects. Totally makes sense. But also, I'm just at a time of my life where I just want like some new friends, you know, and I want to. I've left social media. This is not in my notes. I've left social media about 6 months ago, like completely. My stuff is still there, but I just don't go there regularly, and it's been an amazing healing process. I highly recommend it. I don't fault anyone who does it. I know exactly why and what's great about it. Or what I liked about it a lot was probably the most was like the crafting communities, the pages where we did snarky embroidery and sharing patterns for cross stitch and different stuff, talking about how to cut clothing for, big boobs, and just like, and then people like so progressive, so fun, so inclusive, so like a younger kind of crafting generation, which I don't think are really watching a lot of my videos from what YouTube tells me, but in my mind, I'm kind of passing something down to them, I don't know. Anyway, I miss the community. Here, I really hope to like kind of draw like-minded people who think what I do is cool or interesting in some way and maybe different, who resonate with my personality a little bit. I'm obnoxious, I will take the Lord's name in vain. I may even make this dick joke from time to time if now's a good time to know that, right? You should know that about me because I'm not going to hide it. I swear in almost every video, only because I don't edit it out because that's who I am, and welcome to it. Also, it's different than, I'm treating this a lot different than I did like a business. Like if I still had my clothing business and I was doing videos and there's a certain level of propriety that goes with that, or like being careful not to piss people off or rub someone the wrong way or try to please everybody or almost everybody. And you can see by the look on my face that pains me. It's painful way to live. But here, it's like, I'm not here to sell you shit. I mean, I will have patterns and ultimately I would like to make money, but that's not my priority here. My priority is to have fun and make friends and share all my weird art stuff and skills and ideas about art and life, and start a clubhouse. I'm here to do this my way, which is always different. I'm always a little different than everybody else. I'm kind of used to that. And here I want to just embrace it and enjoy it. And that is what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm moving to my notes. I'm sticking to the notes. Okay, so my plans for channel projects. So mostly, just broadly speaking, what I want to do with my channel, it's going to be mostly textiles. You can see I do a lot of crocheting. That's my first love. But I also do a lot of other things. Let's see. There will be snarky embroidery. There will be upcycled clothing sewing, which I've gotten kind of into. But every time I try to make a new type of video, it's a whole nother learning experience. Like this video, I'm like, this will be just a quick video. And I've done this before where I spend 3 days editing it and then I don't post it because I don't know, I'm new and it's hard. And who wants to see themselves talk the whole time? I don't know. I got to get used to it. So yeah, anyway, every time I try to do something different, it's different. So it takes me a while, but I'll get there. I haven't even touched my first layer of ideas. And it's been 6-7 months. So there's a journey to be had for sure. What did I say? Embroidery, sewing, and maybe some fabric painting, dyeing, printing at some point because that's something I did for a long time. As far as crochet patterns go, for at least for the crochet projects for sure, my plan is to have a written blog post for each design as well as a pattern for sale. Now right now I have 3 patterns up and they're actually selling, which is really great, surprising. But I have a whole bunch more like half done. I'm super behind. My goal is by spring to really be caught up and have a good routine so that I just do it in a timely manner. So sorry about that if that's been annoying. But if you ask me, like that kind of puts a fire into my ass. Like that's how I got the cowboy hat up, because multiple people asked for it. So if you bug me a little bit in the comments, it might push me to go faster because then I start to feel guilty. Next thing I'm going to be doing that's not textiles is mannequin projects, which I've kind of hinted at a few times. I have mannequins. It's a thing I collect. People think they're creepy. I kind of understand. I mean, if you try to dress them up like people, I don't think of them as fake people. I think of them as figure sculptures to be painted and put in the garden and things like that. I mean, growing up I should do a whole video about mannequins and how I got into them. But growing up, we did have a mannequin in our home who still lives in my house. She's an heirloom. I'm not allowed to get rid of her. We used to dress her up, but so I still think of her as a sculpture and not a dress-up doll. I had a collection of a few, okay, 7 or 8, okay, not very many. Then I found some for sale and someone had passed away and I got their whole collection for a flat fee. And so I have basically my craft show van is full of mannequins right now, but I have plans for them and they're going to be cool videos. And there's not a lot of mannequin stuff out there. I mean, I understand maybe not a lot of people are into it, but we're going to do some neat stuff. So I just want to tell you a little bit about that. Now, the rainbow one is done. It is really cool looking. I hint at it in the video I made with my niece when she was here for Auntie Camp. We started it. I thought it would take a couple days. Yeah, right. It took not 10 times longer, 100 times longer than I thought. And so after she left, I continued to work on it and I finally finished it. All I need is finishing pictures, and then I have a video, it's not a great video. They'll get better, but that one didn't go so well. But that's partly why it's taking me so long to edit. It's complicated. So anyway, that'll be coming. I wanted to do a perimeter around our new property as like a protection perimeter, you know? So one at every direction representing the 4 elements, my pagan people. And so I will have, like in the north, we'll have a tree one. And the south will be a sun, you know, a mermaid in the west and a raven in the east. And so I have ideas in my head of how do I want to do them. But basically the bodies will be painted and then I will crochet a wig to go with it. So like a leaf wig, imagine, it'll be awesome. So I can't wait for that. And it's kind of a project my husband and I want to work on together. So part of that is getting him into it. But now that he's retired, it might be easier. But anyway, so that will be coming up. Oh, and also a god and goddess for the center, of course, but covered in concrete. So hopefully they look like real statues and maybe thicker, not so skinny and weird looking like mannequins look, you know. Anyway, that'll be fun and weird. Maybe some painting on canvas at some point. Maybe other 2D art stuff. I'm not a big 2D art person. I do like painting. I do have stuff to do that and a couple projects in mind. Mostly what I do with my 2D skills is design. Make plans for things. So upcoming videos that I have in progress right now. I have one almost done about how beer can hats saved Christmas because yeah, I made a really awesome like Santa and elf hat based on the weird cone hat that I posted recently, the birthday hat extreme. So if you haven't seen that, you should check it out. It doesn't have a lot of views, but it's really I think it's a good one, but I don't know. So I've got that coming up, which like in the next day or 2. The rainbow mannequin is almost done, like I said. I've got more crochet jewelry things coming. If you look at my crochet jewelry tutorial, the first one, I talk about some other different things that I'm going to do. I have a granny square poncho that I started like last year. It's one of the first videos I tried to make. It didn't work. So I realized I have it almost done. So I'm going to be able to do that. It's really cool. I should have grabbed a square. It's like I saw a blanket, okay, which was like, you know how granny squares, you change the color. So it had like neutrals and then the color would change on one round, you know. And then they had rainbow through this whole blanket and it looks so neat. So I made a rainbow poncho, but with browns instead of black, neutral. And it's really brown, earthy rainbow. I love brown. Okay, so that's coming up, probably one of the next ones. And then of course, more can hat and other things. People have requested bags, which I'll do one. And I've got more can. I'll never run out of can stuff to do, honestly. Give me your ideas too, because I'm up for it. Okay, well, we're almost done. Look at me. Oh, about my new holiday video. I don't really follow holidays that much. I'm not gonna give you a lot of themed stuff. It's just not really how I roll. It's just when I was making that hat video, I thought this would make a great Santa hat, and so I am. I do kind of make fun of awkward family situations you might find yourself in, going to events you don't really want to be at, maybe, and being able to distract yourself and hide out with a crochet project does not hurt things. Other things too, but I just, my family at this time is great because I spent my whole life, like, culling the herd and reshaping it to be healthier for me. So it goes really great. My husband's in-laws all live locally, and so we had a really nice kind of traditionally Thanksgiving at a big table with all the nice dishes, and that's not really how we do things at my house, so it was really nice. And at Christmas, I'll go visit my brother, who I'm close with, and that's my niece who comes to visit every year, and so that would be fun too, especially after COVID years. We haven't done holidays, we're super cautious, but some years we get depressed in the winter and we just abstain completely. We just tell everybody, no, we're not doing it this year. I think that's kind of a way people don't really think, like, you don't have to suffer if you're suffering at your family gatherings. You can stay home and crochet. I give you permission, okay? I'm going to show you what I have going on right now. Personal works in progress, which I thought I would video everything, and I haven't, because doing this has made me kind of a crochet nut again, although my hands resist. My hands fight it, but I still do it. So one thing, I've been watching some other channels who kind of inspired me just to buy some pretty yarn and just make something with, like, one cake that changes colors, So I've been making this giant, well, it's just making big squares, to make a poncho. So it's only like 6 squares. So it goes like, wait, I have it folded, but so it goes like this, and then you just attach it on the side. So there's 3 in the front, 3 in the back. I'm not super thrilled with how the colors came out because there's a couple that are really light and there's some that are really dark, but I just wanted to go straight from however it came, So that's just something kind of, I don't know, that I don't really need. And then I actually did start a video about this, but I didn't want to put it out until I had it finished, but I'm making basically a blanket coat. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Ooh, I know it. I got this gorgeous yarn, one of those mandala, ones with, I love the color. Which one is a centaur? Was it something like that? Wizard or something? Dragon. I love it. So it's like greens and blues and brown, of course. And then I mixed it with something else to make the color change. Anyway, I have a whole video about why I did it this way, but I just want to show you how gorgeous. It's big too. So I basically made a blanket in this wavy stitch, but then I'm going to stitch it together so that I can wear it like a little coat. Okay. Oh, there's one more thing. Oh yeah, I'm making a Lego blanket for my son-in-law. It's my stepson, and he's engaged. And have you ever seen these where I don't know if this shows very well, where you make these little bauble squares and then put them together, right? You put them together and they look like Legos. And they're really into Legos, so I thought that'd be a good engagement gift, but it's probably going to take me a while, but it's kind of a fun one. At one night, I'll just kind of bust out a few and throw them in the basket. And that's it, I guess, for my private things here. I have a huge pile of junk here. Different projects for you. Hey, 15 minutes, that wasn't too bad. I talked as fast as I could, and I tried not to go off of the script, okay? So, I don't know. I'm glad to be doing this. I'm happy doing it. I'm having a great time. I hope to meet more of you. Thank you for all the comments and all the subs, and I super appreciate you being here and hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one. Haha.